Hello friends, welcome to the Early Learning Loft. I'm Mrs. Urbach and this is Charlie, and we're so glad you've joined us today. I've got a very special letter of the day for you today, plus a story that uses that letter of the day as the main character. I've also got two of my favorite songs to share with you, but first, take a look at this quilt behind me. The name of this quilt is X Marks the Spot. Have you ever seen a treasure map? Have you heard that phrase before? X marks the spot? Well, that phrase means that wherever on the map you see the X, that's the spot of the treasure. Well, this quilt isn't going to lead us to any treasure, but if we look at it, we can see a lot of X's. It's kind of tricky though because our eyes want to look at the light spots of the quilt. But to see the X's, we have to focus on the dark materials. So look at the quilt and focus on the dark materials and see if you can see all the X's. Did you find them? Sorry, they won't lead you to any treasure. Unless, of course, we want to say, the quilt is treasure enough. Well, the title of the quilt has basically already told you what our letter of the day is. Do you remember what the quilt was called? What's the letter of the day? Since you already know what our letter of the day is, draw an invisible one in the air with your finger while I write it on my paper. Did you draw an X in the air? Good job. This is the letter X. This is a big X. Let's write a little X. Go ahead and draw your invisible one in the air while I draw it here. X. And X makes the sound X. Can you say that? X. It's kind of tricky just to do that part. But if you can say X, just take off the E and you're left with X. And that's the sound it makes. How would you make an X with your body? Go ahead and show me right now. Very well done. Let's put the X up on the X Marks the Spot quilt. Then the X really will mark the spot, won't it? It's time to play I Spy. Now I must confess, there are not really any X pictures on this quilt, because there aren't a lot of words that begin with the letter X. It's an important letter and it's used in a lot of words. It just doesn't start a lot of words. So I had to stretch things a bit. Do you know what these are? These are firecrackers. And we usually take them out on special occasions, especially the 4th of July. And you light them and they make sound and sometimes they'll throw off sparks or light. What makes the sparks and the sound is a little explosion inside the firecrackers. Do you hear the X at the beginning of explosion? Explosion actually starts with an E, but X is the second letter, so we're going to count it. When you travel, you might put a luggage tag on your suitcase, and that's to help your luggage not get lost, so people know where it's going. Every airport has a special code that says which airport it is. And if you were at an airport in Los Angeles called Los Angeles International Airport, well, that's a lot of words to put on a luggage tag. Don't you agree? So they just put on the initials LAX. Do you see the X? Right there. A fun thing about the letter X is, just like we could find the letter X in the quilt pattern, if you look around, it's easy to find X's in all sorts of things. So I found another picture on the quilt that I saw X's in the pattern. Do you see this quilt square? Can you see where I might have found X's in that quilt square? Look at the blue parts. Each blue part makes a triangle. And when you put the points of the triangle together, then follow the line. Do you see how it makes an X? So there's hidden X's everywhere. You just have to look for them. Well, since none of those pictures on the quilt were really and truly words starting with the letter X, I pulled out this alphabet card. Can you see the picture on this card? That's a picture of an X-ray machine. An X-ray is when a doctor takes a picture of your bones. That's why in this picture, you see bones in the middle because this character is standing behind the X-ray machine. X-ray is a word that actually begins with the letter X. Let's sing our ABCs. And when we get to X, we can just do this. Almost like we're going to be a ninja. And if you want to make a little X, you can do this. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time won't you sing with me? Well done. Well, our story today features the letter X in a very important role in this story. This story is called Alphabet Mystery. Can you find the X on the cover? Yeah, right in the center. Let's read the story and find out what the mystery is. Alphabet Mystery by Audrey Wood, illustrated by Bruce Wood, and published by the Blue Sky Press. Every night, the little letters from Charlie's alphabet tuck themselves into bed. And every night, just for fun, each one calls out his name. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, Y, Z. But tonight, something is wrong. Who didn't say his name? Did you figure out who we missed? Because I bet there's a chance in your head or out loud you were calling out their names along with me, weren't you? Who did we miss? Let's find out. Little X is absent, little A exclaimed. I'm shocked, said little I. One of Charlie's pencils is gone too. This is terrible, little T said. I think little X took a pencil and flew away. But why did he do it? Little D asked. We must go find little X and solve this mystery. Charlie's alphabet jumped aboard another pencil and took off across the night sky. How fun! So their pencils fly. Do you see them all riding on the pencil? And do you see the empty spot where X would usually sit? They zoomed over cities, towns, and fields, looking for their friend. Stop! Little S shouted. I spy one of Charlie's pencils parked at the castle below us. Look at the picture of the castle. Do you see the pencil that's parked there? I wonder if it's little X. When they landed, a heavy door creaked open. In a voice as creaky as the door, a crooked capital I said, Who dares to visit the master's castle in the middle of the night? Brave little B spoke up. We've come to solve a mystery. Have you seen little X? Follow me, Crooked Eye said, but don't wake the master or you'll be alphabet soup. Charlie's alphabet tiptoed across the floor of the castle library. A gigantic capital M was asleep at a huge table. Do you see how big that M is? And much to their surprise, there was little X tap dancing a lullaby on a xylophone. Finally, another word that begins with the letter X. This is a xylophone, and xylophone, although it doesn't make a x sound, it sounds more like z, but nevertheless, xylophone begins with X. Quick as a wink, they jumped to the tabletop and hurried over to little X. We've come to rescue you, little R said. Let's get out of here. Run! I don't want to go, little X said as he continued to dance. I ran away because Charlie never used me. We know why, right? Not a whole lot of words have an X in them. Poor little X. He was feeling like he wasn't needed. A little X is just a worthless letter back home. At least here, I have a job. I know a secret, Little I said. Charlie wants to give his mother a special present for her birthday tomorrow. He plans to use you more than any of us. Little X was so surprised, he stopped dancing on the xylophone. And that's when the giant M awakened. Show me your scared face. M said. I see little letters. Fire up the pot, Crooked Eye. It's time for alphabet soup. All of the little letters began to tremble. Look at this picture. Can you see how the illustrator made them look like they were trembling? They're all so shaky. Show me your shaky, trembling face. Little X knew that he had made a terrible mistake running away from his alphabet family. He had to think fast. Master M, he said, do you know what M stands for? Giant M bent down low. Mad, miserable monster, he said. Now get back to work, or I'll throw you in the pot too. M also stands for mother, clever little M continued. Charlie's mother is having a birthday, and he needs all of us for her special surprise. You don't want his mother to have an unhappy birthday, do you? Suddenly, Giant M burst out crying. I have a mother too, he said, but I haven't given her a special surprise in so long. We should show our mothers how much we care, no matter how big we grow. He's right. Always show your mom how much you care. And look at those giant tears. Can you see them? He's crying a lot. Maybe he'll go call his mom now. Opening the door to his treasure room, Giant M said through his tears, I want Charlie's mother to have the best birthday ever. So each of you can choose a gift for her. Then you may go home. That was generous. Which present did each letter choose? Let's take some time and look at this picture. Do you notice anything about the present that each letter chooses? Let's look. I see letter P got a pig. Letter K got a key. L got a lemon. They all got presents that begin with their sound. Let's see if we can find all the presents they got in order. So what's the first letter of the alphabet? A. What did A get? An apple. And B, where is letter B? B's way over here, and B got a banana. C's down front. C got a comb. D got a fun one. D got a drum. What comes after D? E. What did E get? E got an earring. F. F. Where is F? Oh, F, where are you? F, 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 F. Do you see F? I'm having trouble finding F. Oh, F is right down here. F got a fan. Now we need G. G got a guitar. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. H got a harp. I got ice skates. J, where is J? Oh, do you know what that is? That's a jack-in-the-box. K, we already saw K. K got a key. H-I-J-K-L, lemon, M. Is there a baby M? Can we know big M? Yes! What did baby M get? A mirror. N, necklace. O, an orange. That'll be a tasty treat. P. Oh, we already did P. Pig. Q. Oh, I think that's supposed to be a quilt. R, a ring. Q-R-S, sailboat. T, teddy bear. U, what did you get? You got a unicycle. K-R-S-T-U-V. Got a vase. W, wagon. X, oh, X is taking the xylophone. Y, a yo-yo. Z, where is Z? Oh, and Z's got a zebra. That's a lot of nice gifts. If you could choose one, which one would you choose? I like that one too. Little X invited Crooked I and Giant M to the birthday party. Just as the sun was rising, they all blasted off for home on the pencils. And look, they've got all their presents with them. That morning, Charlie helped his dad make a cake. Then he called for his alphabet. There's the cake. What do you think he's going to do with the alphabet? Let's find out. Working together with their new friends, the letters jumped on the birthday cake and made their very first sentence. Can you see what the sentence says on the cake? It says, I love you, Mom. All the little letters were very proud, but little X was the proudest. For the grand finishing touch, Charlie used him 4 times. Do you know why? Can you guess why Charlie would have used 4 little X's? Do you see the 4 X's? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he used them because little X is the only letter in the alphabet that stands for kisses. That's an important job for little X. Have you ever seen that before? Where somebody puts X's maybe at the end of a message? Sometimes you see them combined with O's. It'll say XOXO. X stands for kisses. And O stands for hugs. So when you see XO, it stands for hugs and kisses. Well, as you know by now, there aren't that many words that begin with the letter X, which means there aren't a whole lot of song titles that have words in them that begin with the letter X. And I didn't know any songs about xylophones or X-rays, so I'm just going to sing what I feel like today. I've got 2 songs to share with you. The first song is a kid's song that you might be familiar with, and then I'm going to jazz it up and swing it a little bit. And the second song is from one of my favorite shows when I was around your age. Here's the hint. I bet you know who this is, don't you? We'll talk more about him in a minute. This first one is called A Tisket A Tasket. Now you may have heard the version of A Tisket A Tasket that goes a little something like this. A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my love and on the way I dropped it. I dropped it, yes, on the way I dropped it. A little girl picked it up and put it in her pocket. Have you heard of a version that's similar to that? Well, that's not the version I'm going to sing today. I'm going to pick up the tempo a little bit and kind of swing it. Use this little rhythm egg to keep a little rhythm. We'll see, it might just throw me off. I used to sing this song with a big band that had horns and piano and guitar and drums and all sorts of fun things. And I'll actually put a link below the video if you want to watch me singing this song with the band. But this version's just going to be simple, me and my egg. A tisket, a tasket, a brown and yellow basket. I sent a letter to my mommy. On the way I dropped it. I dropped it, I dropped it. Yes, on the way I dropped it. A little girlie picked it up and put it in her pocket. She was truckin' on down the avenue with not a single thing to do. She went peck, peck, peckin' all around. When she spied it on the ground, she took it, my little yellow basket. And if she doesn't bring it back, I think that I will die. Well, like I said, if you want to hear the full version with the big band and all the instruments, there's a link in the description below. Let's sing another song. Do you remember the hint I gave you for this next song? Who is this? Right, this is Winnie the Pooh. And I love Winnie the Pooh. And I have all his friends with me. They're not all the same size, but I have them all. I have Winnie the Pooh. Who's this? Rabbit. And this? Piglet. And this? Owl. Kanga and little Roo. And last but definitely not least, Eeyore. I also have Tigger. But Tigger, sorry, you're not in the song. It's okay, nothing gets Tigger down. If you know the theme song for Winnie the Pooh, go ahead and sing it with me. Deep in the 100-acre wood, where Christopher Robin plays, you'll find the enchanted neighborhood of Christopher's childhood days. A donkey named Eeyore is his friend, and Kanga and little Roo. There's Rabbit and Piglet, and there's Owl, but most of all, Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, tubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff. He's Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, willy-nilly silly old bear. I just love all these characters, and it's fun to sing about them. Thanks so much for joining me today. I always have fun with you. As you go about the rest of your day, listen hard for the sound X, and most likely it's not going to be at the beginning of a word, but maybe you'll get an extra helping of dinner tonight, or you'll get to do something fun exactly the way you want to, or maybe there's something really exciting planned today. There's still lots of X's. We just have to listen for them inside the words instead of just at the beginning of the words. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and let's give ourselves some love before we go home. So hold out this arm and wrap it around your body, and hold out this arm and wrap it around the other way, and give yourself a great big hug, because you are special and you are loved. Bye-bye.